Today we're talking about my favorite purchases of 2024. Can you imagine? We are in November, like almost mid-November when I'm filming this video. It's just crazy how this year has flown by. I am not mad about it because I can't wait for 2024 to be over. But I did make a lot of purchases, some hits, some misses, some blind buys, but I also had some great purchases. So I try to round it off to top five, top six, because it was so hard to get to five. So I think I have like one or two honorable mention in this one. But first of all, what's your top three favorite fragrances of 2024? I want to know. This was hard to get to five or six because I had some good ones. I had some fails, but I had some good ones. So let's chat in the comments about your top three fragrances, your top three fragrance purchases of 2024. I so want to know. We're going to talk in the comments. But if you want to see what mine are, please keep on watching. Now, honorable mention, I have to give an honorable mention to Sunset Hour. This has been a popular fragrance for so long, and I just did not get into it. But I finally bite the bullet, and I'm so happy I did because this is such a fresh, fruity, floral summer fragrance. Great for the summertime. It's gonna last you. Now, projection is moderate, longevity is moderate, I would say, but summertime, spring, summer, this is this I should have had it. This is really a good one. So maybe June, July. I got this in the summertime, so I was able to wear this. And every time I wear this, I get compliments. But every time I wore this, I was wow. It's really a nice, easy reach. It's not complex. It's not like a designer, but it's right there in the middle. So if you're looking for a nice, easy reach summer fragrance that is not complex, but just smells good, this was good. This was just an honorable mention because I don't think I talk about this a lot on my channel, but it's a good spring summer fragrance. Now, really, let's get into our top five. And I'm not going to put it in any particular order because I don't know what it is. So we are going to start with another spring summer fragrance, and this is Delina La Rosée. I, for the longest time, was like, I don't need this one. I don't need it because I have Valai and I have Delina Exclusive, and I don't need this fragrance. But yes, you do. It is a watered down version to Delina, but it's so good. It's refreshing for the summer. Now, even though Delina is a little bit heavier, if Delina was just too heavy, too much for you, and Delina Exclusive was not it, and you want something that's just really good for the summertime, this is it. This is such a refreshing rose lychee fragrance. Now, longevity is still good, projection still good. So even though for me, I say it is watered down, it stands on its own. This I'm so happy I got it. And I almost didn't get it because I was like, I don't need it. But if you like the Lena scent profile, but you want something that is just so refreshing for the hot summer days, this is it. This is really just a good staple summer fragrance. This I feel like if you like your rose fragrance, you need this in your summer collection. It is that good. And I don't know why I wait so long because the girls were talking about it and talking about it. I'm like, But yes, absolutely. This is one of my favorite purchases of 2024, and I enjoyed wearing it, especially when it gets hot. I really enjoyed. And for a freshy, fruity, freshy floral fragrance, it is long lasting. Projection is amazing. Sillage is amazing on this one. So this was a really good buy. This was a great investment, and I'm happy that I have it in my collection. Late, but better late than never. Now, another one that it took me a while to get in my collection was Vanille Leather by BDK. This is a gorgeous vanilla fragrance. And for the longest time, I hear vanilla leather, leather, leather. And I'm not the biggest leather lover. It has to be leather done right. It has to be a smooth leather or more like a suede. And this is what this is. This is so smooth. It's blend perfectly with the notes in this fragrance. And it's also elevated. So it's not an overly sweet, sugary, or just sweet vanilla fragrance. It is an elevated, long lasting vanilla fragrance. This is going to give you solid 7 hours. Projection is going to give, it's going to project within the first hour or two, but then it becomes more, but then it becomes your space. People got to come into your space to smell this. But there's just something that's so classy, so elevated, so elegant about this fragrance. Now it has some interflorals, it has the vanilla, and it has the leather, but leather done right. So if you ever think about leather and you're not a leather fan, I think you will still like this because it has the floral notes, it has the leather, but it's a smooth, well blended leather that's not overbearing. I am not a big fan of leather, but this one, don't let the leather in this scare you. It is really good. The vanilla in there is just enough to give it some depth and to just to ground the fragrance and balance the leather. So this, you're gonna, every time I wear this and I smell myself, I was like, this was a good buy. So I waited 2024 because the leather was, it's going to be a leather fragrance. I am so happy that I got it. If you want an elevated fragrance, elevated vanilla fragrance with the leather that's going to really give it depth and warmth, try this out. Get your nose on it because, you know, it may not be blind buy safe. I think it's blind buy safe, but get your nose on this one if you're looking for a really elevated vanilla fragrance. Absolutely love this. This easily has become one of my favorite fragrance, and it's fairly new. Now another one that I got in 2024 was Atomic Rose. This is such a beautiful rose. This is a beautiful rose oud fragrance. It has the rose, it has some oud in there, and it also has some vanilla in there. Really grown, sexy fragrance. I think this is more, and it's also good for this time of year, but this is like a grown, sexy rose fragrance. So if you like your rose, but you like grown up and sexy, I feel like Delina La Rosée was just that your girly, friendly, girly, pretty girl fragrance. This is now your grown up, mean business fragrance. So I like this for date night or event. If you're dressing up and you're going out, this is what I think about. It's just, there's something about this fragrance that I absolutely love. So think rose, think florals, think vanilla, and there is some woodsy notes or oud that just grounds it. But sexy, its longevity is amazing, projection is amazing. This fills the room. So once you're wearing this and you put on enough, once you walk in a room, you are going to command that room because there's something about this fragrance that screams confidence. This is what I get. Grown, sexy, confident woman. So if you like rose, you like some florals with some oud and some vanilla in the base, I think you will like this one. Really good, solid purchase. And this is going to last all day. You can wear this out to dinner. And even if you're going out, this fragrance is still going to stay with you. It is that good. Blanche Bête. Blanche Bête was a fragrance that I didn't even know I needed in my collection. This again, I mentioned every time I mention this, I mention the Sharita story. But Blanche Bête commands the room, and it is so different. It is a milky, it's lactonic floral vanilla fragrance. So for this one, you have to love your lactonic fragrance because there's a milk, like a coconut milk that's coming through, but it does have some florals and it has the vanilla that gives a tad bit of sweetness in the base. So this one, when Sharita mentioned it and I got a sample of it, as soon as I got the sample and I sprayed it, I was like, yep, I'm buying this. This was just so different, so beautiful, so creamy. But the florals coming through doesn't take away from the creaminess, but more so add to that creaminess and make this into a really great fragrance. So this was earlier in 2024, but this one, and this has been in my top 10 ever since because this is just, I love the way this made me feel. It is sweetish, it's creamy, it has the florals, and I think this is also a good fragrance for this time of the year. So if you think you like You know what? This is not blind buy safe because you really have to like milky, creamy, lactonic fragrances to like this one because that creaminess is there throughout the fragrance, the life of the fragrance. So I would say get your nose on it. Neiman Marcus, I think, carries it. So if you want to smell what this is, if you haven't, get your nose on it. But this one was a a purchase that I'm so happy that I got. This one was one of the best purchase overall of 2024. Absolutely love it, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection. I would say longevity is moderate. It's about 6 to 8 hours, not bad. And then sillage is good. This leaves a scent trail, and the first 2 hours, it's when it works its magic. It's gonna project, and that sillage and that scent trail that this carries is crazy. So, Blanche Bête is my top one of my top purchases of 2024. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this fragrance because I've talked about this so much on my channel in the last few months. And this is Vanilla Planifolia X-Ray 21. This is supposed to be a dupe or a smell like to the Guerlain Planifolia 21 Guerlain Planifolia fragrance that costs six something. That I'm not buying. She's not buying it. But this one, I don't even know how that fragrance smell, but there's just something about this fragrance that I absolutely love. This is a powdery, sweet fragrance. Powdery, sweet, musky fragrance. That's what I get. There's a slight powderiness to it. It has the vanilla that's just really is not overbearing or too much or too sweet, but just right. And then it has that musk to just ground it and bring it all together. But when I tell you this fragrance, I love it. I got this fragrance from Fab Finds by Keitra. She was talking about it with Sheree Lifestyle. Now, if you want to go and see where this fragrance came from, or this inspiration, or this influence came from, it's that video. Fab Finds by Keitra did a video on her channel with Sheree's Lifestyle. That was it. That did it for me because they have great taste in fragrance. So when they were talking about this one, and the and I heard I heard a few people who have the Guerlain Planifolia fragrance talk about how much it's a masterpiece. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get this one, and I can't compare it because I tried to go to Neiman Marcus to smell it and it was not out. So I don't know how that one smelled, but this is just an elevated vanilla fragrance. It's not sweet, it's not gourmand, it's just a nice powdery musky vanilla fragrance. I love this. And the longevity on this, amazing. This was under $100 and this lasts me over 7 hours and it projects for the first 3 hours. This one was a solid blind buy. Blind buy, one of my best blind buys of 2024. I'm not going to go on and on, but if you want to see what that is, just go search for that video on Fab Finds by Keetra's channel. One of the best blind buys of 2024. Talking about blind buy, we got to talk about this one. This one is also another great blind buy of 2024. Best purchases of 2024. And this is Zenobia by Tamavichu. This one is a true blind buy. Just like the Planifolia vanilla, I had no idea what it smelled like. This is just, I watched a few video of, you know, people talking about it and they weren't even describing it, but they loved it. So quite a few people that I watched that, you know, we have similar nose, they love this fragrance, but I did not know what to expect. And I'm like, listen, I love the bottle too. So the bottle was cute. I was like, I'm just gonna get it. I got this one as I'm opening the box because it's over $200. I'm like, please like it, please like it, please be good, please be good. This is a beautiful fragrance. This is a masterpiece of a fragrance. This is Notes Blend Well. This is, it's been sold out so many times for a reason. And I thought it wasn't going to project when I first sprayed it. This projects. Longevity is good. You're going to get a solid 6 to 7 hours of good wear. When you first spray it, you get that freshness, but then you're gonna smell the florals coming through. It has quite a few florals coming through, and then it dries down. Then it dries down to this woodsy vanilla fragrance. It is, there's just something about this I can't explain, but it's a beautiful blend of notes. When you spray it, when you spray it, as I said, you get that freshness, but then you start smelling the florals coming through, slight musk, slight vanilla smelling as well. So really beautiful fragrance. Longevity is moderate, sillage is moderate. So if blind buy safe, I don't know. Yeah, I actually think this could be blind buy safe, but this is a masterpiece of a fragrance. This is notes well blended. This is dinner. This is special occasion. This is you going out, and this is gonna last you for the time you're out. So this was worth every penny, and this was a really great purchase of 2024. So those were my fragrances, maybe six, seven fragrances of 2024. And if you go back to all my perfume hauls, you know that I bought quite a few fragrances this year. And so far, these are my top purchases of 2024. Again, I want to know what your top three purchases of 2024, because we're going to talk in the comments. Because guess what? I shop your recommendation. I shop your fragrances because we have similar notes. So let me know what your fragrances are, what your top three purchases are. Next year, I can't wait to do my wish list because there's some fragrances on my wish list that I hope to get for next year. I don't know if I'm still buying fragrances this year. I got trip, I got gifts, I got all of that coming up. So we may be pausing on the fragrances for this year, but or we may just get one or two more this year. But next year, I have a whole list. I have a wish list that I'm putting up, that I'm putting together. But I want to know. Let's talk. I hope. Let's talk about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And guess what? If you enjoy, subscribe. Just hit the button right there. I don't know where it is, but hit that button. Subscribe. Join the family. And we could talk about perfumes because you know we love perfumes around here. But thank you so much for watching. And I hope I get to see you in the next one. Bye.